Hello guys, and this is part 3 of my review of the chapters of Hinomaru Zumou. And I'm excited about this part so much. So what you've seen so far is up until chapter 33, where we get the introduction of Kirurata. Now, initially I made a wrong statement saying that he was from the same school as Izuku Sasuke, and he came to help. It turns out he's actually joined Adachi, and he's there to help out. So effectively, he wants to train everybody on new ways to improve. So to prove his point, what he basically does is he gets some middle schoolers and gets them to train against everyone. So Yamu Goju goes up first. You know how he's got this basically pushing style. He basically says that you lean too far forward, and it gets his student to push back, and the guy falls down because you lose. Because your mistake is you push too far forward with your upper body. You don't use your lower body in any way. So next up, we have Chiru, which is the wrestler, and he basically has a weird stance, and he doesn't floor. He doesn't have the right footwork because he's so used to using shoes in wrestling, and he loses his ground as well. The next up then is then you have Ozeki, who's got really strong legs, but he gets taken down. They go, why did you get taken down? Because you have got a weak upper body strength. You need to work on it, and you need to work on your glutes and stuff, and your chest and everything else. And then Kai has a go, and he just loses. And then Hinamaru has a go, but basically Kirurata jumps in and goes, I'll be your opponent. So he wants to show him a counter to a counter to a counter to win. And he explains, because I want you to have the sumo that surpasses all the strongest Yokuzuna of type of sumo, and that is what Hinomaru Zumou means. That's the name of it. A style of sumo that surpasses all others in becoming a Yokozuna. So that's what the name of the title is basically to represent. But then they noticed that for some reason he got really pale really quickly, and he went into the back. So the weakest of the four, Kai, goes to find out what's going on, and at the same time, Hinomaru explains to everybody else that he has a problem with his lungs, and they're not very flexible, and within 20 seconds he gets tired. So basically he explains that he was a genius above all geniuses, and if he hadn't had that problem, he would be the champion at elementary school. But then he explains, then he goes to Kirata's side, and he explains to Kai the same thing. But then he goes, the reason why I want to help is when I found out this problem, I ran away from it, trying to find excuses why I couldn't do it. Whereas when he felt that he had a problem, he went headstrong and carried on his path. So I've come back to help him out. So he basically creates all these unique training programs. They've done this morning training where they go on a boat and they fish, and then they've got to do the training on the boat to work the balance. And he explains the theory behind the fact that sumo is about balance. It's about keeping your balance while crumbling your opponents, and this helps develop that kind of balance. And then he gives them all the individual trainings as well. So for example, Yamu was actually a black belt in karate, so he sends him back to learn karate, but he goes back to his original master, and basically apparently he was a talented martial artist, but he lost his ways and became a kind of a thug, so he goes back to learn his martial arts. Now Chihira was basically a wrestler, so he goes to the university to work on his wrestling. Now Ozeki and Kai were meant to go to Nishigami school, but then they go to Ishigami school. The mistake that was made before, and the idea is to scout, but it turns out that basically Sada's not there, and they've got a secret weapon named Ozaki, who's I don't think that's his name actually. I'll take that back. No, they've got not Ozaki. I apologize. They've got another secret weapon who's a judo player. So basically, what it is, you know how Hinomaru's got Chihiro, who's a national class wrestling champion. Ishigami has a national class judo champion, so he got banned for fighting on the first day of training, but they realized how powerful he was, so he goes to their school to find Hinomaru, but he runs into Chihiro, and Chihiro's basically like their secret weapon, so secret weapon versus secret weapon, and the guy does a judo throw, and he counters him, and he goes, "You lied to me. You are not Hinomaru." Because he lies to him. He says to him, "I'm Hinomaru. You want to fight me? Fight me." And he goes, first of all, he's meant to be small. And you get people in the background going, "You realize that now? This guy's huge." And he goes, "Yeah, you're huge. You can't be him. Your moves you're using are different as well." And it's crazy that basically everyone's plotting now. So there's all these big plans that are in place to go to the inter-high. So everyone's been training really hard. Now, I hadn't even told you what Hinomaru has been doing. Hinomaru has basically been training with a pro stable. Now, here's what the crazy thing is. Remember how there's two, they refer to them as national treasures? So, Hinomaru is a national treasure, Sada's a national treasure, Sasuke is a national treasure. There's another one. The fourth one is the national champion. Well, not the national champion, but the champion at the moment who won the inter-highs before. He is he's the one that's the champion at the moment. I'll get his name. His name is Denoji. He's basically the strongest in high school sumo at the moment, and he's from a different prefecture than they are. So basically, he is the strongest. Now Sada went against him and lost. He lost to Hinomaru. Then in the finals he lost to him while they were at the other tournament. And he's also gone to train with a pro stable. So he's training with a pro stable. Hinomaru's training with a pro stable. Sasuke is training with a pro stable. Now, the place that Hinomaru's training, there's a girl there, and she goes, "Oh, I'm just checking out stables for my brother." And Hinomaru goes against all the people that are there. Eventually meets a guy who's ranked 9th in the top category, who basically can become Yokuzuna, and he trains with him on a regular basis. And he says that between Sasuke and him, I wouldn't know how to pick who's going to win. Now, he does say that time that that character is stronger, but he also says that I don't know how strong Sasuke has become. So, like, everyone's getting stronger. Sada, Sasuke, Hinomaru, all have got stronger. Chihiro, everyone's been training, so they've had the individual training, the unique training that he's been setting up. You really need to check this out. And now, chapter 48, all the time has gone. They're on the first day of the inter-high. This is what they've been waiting for. This is a big thing, because Yamu and Ozeki, if after this they're pretty much done, they're in the final year, and this is the last time they can really go into this tournament. So basically, this is like an all or nothing now. So whoever wins this is effectively now the strongest. So all the people in the final year are going to be there, second year are going to be there, first years are going to be there as well. And it's all to battle out who's going to be the best. Tenuji's going to be there, Sada's going to be there, Sasuke's going to be there, Hinomaru's going to be there. It is turning out to be something amazing. I cannot wait. I've just read 48. He's gone for his first match against the biggest opponent he could go from. His opponent, he's from the opposing side, and he dealt with him without a problem. He's shown he's evolved. Now it's time for the other members of the Odachi crew to show them what they can do. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for chapter 49. That's all for me. The training has been done. The effort has been put in. They've learned new techniques. They've gone back to basics. They've evolved. Now we want to see what they can do against the killers in the world. Let's see who really is the top national treasure of the sumo world in high school in Hinomaru Zumou. That's all for me today, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share.